The
Elitist
Pizza
podcast. Interesting thing I learned about Captain America the other day. Because I'm not the biggest Captain America guy.
Mhm.
I just recently found out that they also had him fight the communists as well,
Mhm.
which is something I just learned. Because you get a lot
Which
of
makes sense.
yeah, which makes sense. But you get a lot of leftists who use Captain America, and they're like, oh yeah, he there's this whole big thing about how geek culture has always been left wing, which is a stupid idea, considering the fact that you don't own a monopoly on people being good
Yep.
people.
That's
You
true.
could be a good person and be right wing. Like it's not the end of the world. Like it's not like most
No.
people on the right
Yeah.
are good people. Most people on the left are good people.
Yeah.
But
Well,
um, they
Star
they
Wars
seem
is
to
really
forget.
sexist, isn't it?
Yeah, they one of the examples they used was Star Wars, and I was like, I don't think you understood stuff. They're like it was about fighting an authoritarian, and the rebels were like liberals or something. I don't know, something stupid like that. And I was like, it was pretty sexist though. And like, go back and watch Star Wars.
It's kind
And
of
they
there's
used
like two black guys in it too, right?
yeah, they used Captain America as an example.
Yeah.
And I was watching a video about it, and the guy was like, "This isn't true," because a lot of leftists um consider themselves communists, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, not a lot, quite a few. And
There's a lot of communists. Almost all communists would say that the leftists. Not all leftists would
right,
say the communists. Yeah.
right.
Who has not seen
And
this?
there's like people seem to forget. He was like, yeah, but people seem to forget that Captain America also fought communists
Yeah.
too. And he was talking about X-Men too. They were like X-Men was about um some stupid thing about diversity and stuff.
Oh.
And it's
Yeah.
like you can gather that from X-Men, but Stan Lee has said himself. Somebody asked him if he wrote X-Men to fight like racial injustice or whatever, and he was like, no. I just thought he was like I really got the idea out of laziness. He was like how can I make a team of superheroes with powers? He's like, I know, they were born with them.
No, you don't have to
Which I
write
think
the um. That way you don't have to write all the individual origin stories.
yeah, because it's just like, oh, what happened to you? Oh, I was born with my powers. Oh, so was I.
Oh, there you go.
You get some of that
All
other
of that.
stuff when other people take over. Um, and then I've also heard that the idea that Professor X is more like Martin Luther King. You ever heard this? Professor X is more like Martin Luther King,
Yeah,
and
I have, and I thought that
Magneto's
was
more like
true.
Malcolm X. I've heard that was false. At least when originally like created by Stan Lee, because um originally Magneto was like a supremacist, like a mutant supremacist, and he just murdered people because he thought mutants were superior, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until like later in Chris Claremont's run that um, he was, the whole Jewish thing came about, and it was more about liberating mutants. So I guess it's true now, but people
Oh,
people
it's
said
yeah.
it like that was the intention
I
the
don't.
entire time.
Yeah. Okay. I don't. Yeah. I don't see anyone saying that that was the intention, but I can certainly see the subtext. I can see it. That's. I always thought it
Yeah,
was an allegory for it. I never looked into it, but even if it's not, the intentions aren't there. I think it still works
yeah.
as an
It still
allegory.
works, especially as Magneto stands now. Obviously, the original character I heard was a just way worse person, but I'm sure
I
that's with
see.
all the characters.
Yeah. Um.
Like Superman was a piece of crap.
Oh, really?
Oh man. Yeah, but I mean, comics back then were just about having fun. So
Yeah.
it's just about doing like really goofy stuff with characters.
To me, it was more like Invincible, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, not like killing people, but like he just
No.
would do weird stuff. I mean, originally Superman was like a being that was like it was like a bald dude, and he was like a being that could like I don't forget what his powers. I think he wanted to take over the world though. He wasn't like a good dude.
That is really weird. Fuck. What were we talking about before you mentioned the X Men? I had something.
I'm sorry.
It's all
Let me
good.
think. X Men. We went from X Men, Star Captain America. We're talking about Captain America and
Oh,
Punisher,
yep. Did I
and then
send
we
you?
and you started talking about World War II. So
Did I send you the video of like Frozen Man from the 50s? Did I?
I don't believe you have.
I need to. So there's this guy. He's like a. I don't know if he's a historian, but he makes history videos. And he made this. I think it's just gonna be a series. It's called Frozen Man from the 50s, and it's like this guy, this detective from the 50s, becomes a PI, and he was frozen like Captain America, and so he's like really casually racist and stuff, but he's like, and so he's got like this black woman like SAW as like a partner, and it's pretty good. It's pretty funny. It's like they make fun of like the online left, and um, I think a lot of their interactions would be. I was just thought about like how you like Steve Rogers really should have been having these interactions with, um, Nick Fury,
Falcon or something.
Falcon and
Oh,
Nick Fury, yeah, and
yeah.
because like at the time they were progressive, right? They hated Nazis and stuff, but they were also like they were kind of in the middle between we hate communists, but we also hate fascists. Um, and it's funny, like there's this thing where she says like she applies to be like his partner, his intern and stuff, and she says, "I'm just gonna get this out of the way. Is it a problem that I'm a black woman?" And he says, "Now look, Connie, I'm no racist." And then she's like, "That's easier said than done." And he says, "Would a racist have this?" And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out this Nazi flag, and she's like, what is this guy saying?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got this in '44, kicked that crap right in the nutsack." And then he looks up and he says, and then I stabbed him in the throat. And then he says, "Man, that was the best summer of my life." And I was thinking, like that is how like Captain America should be. Like it would be funny like if he was like, it was like he told Nick Fury, he's like, "You actually clean up pretty nice," or something like that. like he was trying, like his heart was in the right place. He was just so racist, but he just was trying not to be. Like Scott, or like with what's her name,
Black Widow.
Black Widow. He'd be like what? He's like, you can really run up that wall really good, doll. That's cute, or something like that. Now go make me a sandwich, or something like that. And he was just like, well, I was like, wait, there's a fucking, it's like, is there a fucking spook as the boss? Some shit. It's like, now I know Truman was gonna, I know Truman integrated the armed forces, but have one of them in, telling me what to do or something. I don't know. Like that would be, but like his heart's in the right place. So he's like, we gotta kill those fucking. It's like Red Skull's still around. We gotta get that Nazi bastard. And it's like,
Yeah.
he's kind of weird, but he's trying.
He's trying his best. Yeah. You can't really be mad at him because it's like there he grew up in.
Yeah, exactly. That would be. I think that would be cool. I mean, obviously, it would be like, how can we really look up to him? It would have to be kind of like be kind of shitting on like the concept we have of Captain America, but maybe
Right.
it'd be like, hey, this American idealism never really existed. Well, it was, but it was only for like white people. So that would be like the meta commentary, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like we talked about, they kind of touch on it, but like how amazed he would be at everyday things. That would be like some good
Yeah.
comic relief. They'd be like, now let's go to Korea. He's like, now let's go to North Korea. He's like, yeah, I went to Southern Korea once, but I've never been to Northern Korea. Went in 22 or something like. Uh, what do you mean Northern Korea? Like, yeah, just the northern part of Korea. It's like, you mean North Korea? He's like, yeah, well, like the northern part. Like, no, the two countries. Like, what do you mean the two countries?
The two countries?
Because you wouldn't, it would be impossible for him to just have a complete understanding. Like, he could look at most things, but some things would be ridiculous. Like I was thinking they'd be like talking about something, playing something, and they like use the microwave, and he's like focused on that microwave, and like they're all talking about something. He's like, but like, Cap, you with us? She's like, what the fuck is that? They're like, oh, that's a microwave. It's like, I don't. Okay, like what is
Yeah.
that? Like, you'd be like, yeah, we're gonna take a plane to Berlin. See you there in 10, or see you there in 5. He's like Berlin, Germany. Like, yeah, 5 hours. Like, what do you mean 5 hours? Like, it'll take like a day. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like just little things like that. That like,
Yeah.
he'd like, I don't know. I can't think of anything. Maybe like certain cars and shit. You'd be like, wow, that car is so quiet. Like, you guys really have some amazing motors. He's like, oh, it doesn't run out of motor. It runs off electricity. He's like, electricity like the telephone? Or something? Like running a car? I didn't think that'd be possible. Just like those little things. That would just be so
Just
cool.
like freaking out. Yeah.
Just like,
I've seen in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Bucky like references Gandalf, and
oh yeah.
and Sam is like, I didn't know you ever watched Lord of the Rings. He's like, I didn't. I read The Hobbit when it came out in 1932, which I think is I think is pretty funny.
That is funny. Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that. Or like, I don't know, like Tarzan or
Like,
something. You'd be like, oh, they
yeah,
made a movie? Like, the fuck do you mean they made a movie? Because this guy's like, he looks like he's 20. You know,
yeah,
it's like, I don't know. I mean, I read the book when it came out. It's like, it came out in like
book.
the 30s. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Um, or like, so who's the queen now? Like Queen Elizabeth II or whatever. Like, wait, seriously? So like, she's still alive? Like,
That one would be funny.
what? What else? But like, I mean, there's some other countries too that like didn't exist. He'd be like, he'd be like, where are you from? Siam? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, yeah, I'm from Thailand. It's like, I don't know what's Thailand, because I think it used to be called Siam or something. What's like, what's Pakistan? What's a Pakistan? Because Pakistan like there's like all these little things that like as
Yeah,
like I mean I know a lot of these because I'm a big into politics and history, but I'm sure like if I was a scientist or something and I just knew a lot about like everyday things people would use. I mean like TVs, he would be like, what? Like, what's going on here? Like, it looks so realistic. It looks like there's actually a person on the other side. You'd be like a kid, dude. Or you'd be
yeah,
like,
that'd be awesome.
how is this vacuum cleaner so light? I don't know. I guess maybe I'm beating a dead horse, but I just think all those, like, think about it, dude. Like, because technology is getting better exponentially. So, I mean, like, if you went to 30 years in the future, I mean, if you just think, like, if you go back to the 90s, how different our houses were. 30 years in the future, it's going to be like that degree, but even more, because it's exponential.
Right.
I mean, you would be freaked out. Like, it's difficult for us because we're so young, but, like, if you think about, like, you in the 90s and you come to now, you would be utterly confused. People would be like,
Yeah,
Alexa, like, what the fuck? That machine can talk? That's some Star Trek shit. Like, how are you? That's a video call. What? Like, what's a video call? Like, the
you've
internet?
got
Like, I mean, everything would be so amazing.
yeah, exactly.
And, but, I mean, that was like a century. Like, that would be kind of cool to do like a 2099 thing, but it was like a mod, like Spider-Man now was frozen and he woke up in 2099, so you can like experience it through Spider-Man, because
Yeah,
we're like a modern day person, and so we'd be like exploring this future world through the character. Like Batman Beyond or something would be cool. It's like, and then maybe Bruce is always like, back in my day, we didn't even have jetpacks. It was like, all right, old man, or something.
yeah, whatever.
Like,
And they're using all this like slang, and he's like, I don't
oh,
know what you're talking
it's
about.
like, talk to me normal. I don't know. I don't know how we would. I don't know. I guess I'd have to read The Dark Knight Returns. I don't know how like an old Bruce would act, but like I like the old get off my lawn Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, interesting guy.
What are you doing? Not being subscribed to the Elitist Pizza Podcast on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube? Do it. Now. Give us money.